Okay, Drake Dragon Vblog. As you can see, this is what's left of the layer. Although I should stuff that head with something. Maybe I'll sew a pouch. I stuffed it with a balloon, but it broke. Well, there's a reason why it broke, but we're not going to get into it. There's Drake here. They are the bad wings. I still like him because he seemed to be one of my favorite toys. The shape of a Durg is always for us Durg lovers. So yeah, depending who you talk to. Maybe there's a loon floating around that's probably going to get busted later. Who knows? Loons are loons. This one's got confetti, so that's why I don't want to break it because it will leave a mess. I have to clean up. But that's the point of confetti. So this is my little layer. I've got a few things to get rid of. The Drake for a days. I might just run a sale, maybe throw some free Drake for a day giveaways to some of the groups that I'm on, just to get rid of some of the stock. Because whatnot? Why not? I'm selling off a couple of things in the lab room, some old systems and stuff. So old systems and gear that still have life in them, but because they're built to last. Japanese-made hardware ain't something you replace every 2 years. It's something that you want to last 5 years, and by the time the technology changes, then you replace it because either you want features or benefits. So the transition is an improvement rather than a transition is, oh my God, it's broken, I gotta fix it. Yeah. So I'm coming to the point in my life now that I know how to make things better. I know how to make things cheaper, like balloons. They burst real easy, but they seem to hold fairly well my weight. I only weigh 120 pounds. I mean, I've tried jumping on them. The only way I can burst them is either they have to be the small 9-inch ones, the little 3-inch ones, which break too easy, or B, just get it really, the skin so thin that then it tears because it seems to stretch and stretch and stretch. But then again, I've also had the Q39 printed. Thank you, Rodney. I haven't bursted him yet for some odd reason. I think I've got a bag of him for some reason. I don't know why, but he might be something to go through. But yeah, I'm keeping my collection low, and I've been having a few epiphanies that I might inflate maybe tonight or tomorrow. Some of my other Jets made toys, and maybe just throw them up on eBay. I don't, as much as I love them, they take up a lot of space. I'm going to the garage. I have some tech gears too. And there's some old computers I'm trying to stack up on my computer bench. Might just get rid of them. I mean, they're still useful. They just don't have an OS on there compared to something like a Dell that I have. They all have the Pro license on them. So, like a few of them I've got upgrade. I'm probably going to drop the price so low that, I mean, I'm literally paying you take it. It's like $10, $20 PC. These are i5s, 2016 and newer. So they're okay. They got 8 gigs of RAM. Many of them don't have SSD because, well, I'm taking the SSD and selling it elsewhere. But what I might consider doing is every time I get an SSD back or something like that, I'll do some burn test on it and load it onto the machine because that might add more value to it. I might just do that next night or so, just add as much as I can, see if I can sell them for $20, $35 and get rid of them. Because I got enough PCs laying around. At one point, I didn't have enough when working at Orbit. But I didn't realize the easiest way to get a lot is upgrade their system, take the old stuff out, format whatever, and see if I can use it. Because the new stuff today is almost not worth doing that. We threw out so many laptops because either they're serial locked, which means that once we remove them off of the Azure registration, you have to have a registration. So who wants to buy that when you just buy a new machine? It's like buying an iPhone. Who wants an iPhone 3 in this date and time when you can get an iPhone 9 with service for next to nothing? So see, and that's the reason why it's one of those situations where you're starting to realize the cost of stuff. Now, I like a lot of the old stuff. That's why I love inflatables. I mean, they're never going to be cloud-based, even though I could probably make the world's cloud-enabled inflatable. Maybe I should. A little sensor in there, air pressure and all that. Someone's going to really get on my back for doing that. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be hackers in the furry community, so we won't go there. But I give you a 5-second tour. This is my room again. There's my Durg head, courtesy. I don't wear that head. It's a pain in the ass, but I love it because it shows that I actually kind of love realistic looking dragons and I went to cartoony. The green one you see there, not really worth as much as I paid $600 for him, but there's a reason why I paid $600 because I believed in the free for all community that meant freedom, free speech, and We didn't care who you are. We had it in a government building, so don't bring guns, don't bring weapons, but we're all proud owner of the First and Second Amendments. So, so that's why that brought back a good memory, and that's the reason why I like him out there. He's now going to be considered, and I'll probably put a label on there, was gotten at that. And that's why you really should have a museum, because then you can keep as much artifacts as long as your place isn't burned down. Those artifacts will always gain value because historical performance, no matter how many people say everything is replaceable, you cannot replace an experience at all. You can replace a person with a different set of experience that may cross path, but you can't replace an experience. And I still like my Drakey toys. I might make more of them. Truth be told, if give a thumbs up and some interest in the comments section, maybe I will probably. I'm actually trying to get an artist to do it. I really like the design; should be more artistic. But my problem is everyone who's an artist I keep enlisting does things their way, not what a corporate person like me says. It should look like the Drakey thing. You should have the TM Drake trademark on there. Okay, those are the two big things. Other than that, I could care what you do. I'll give you the sizes. I need some warning labels. This is not for children under 14, because the fact that I do want to add stuff for anti-liability. The stuff that makes your art look shitty. Yeah, I know. But this is because I'm trying to target audience is Amazon, not the audience, but the ability to put it on Amazon with at least 5 products. My goal is to try to get 3 this year, but it might be pushed off to next year. If I can get 3 products on Amazon this year, put money down, the next year I can now walk up to my work and said, if you want to replace me, that's your call. No harms remit. I can move to Florida the next day. But then that's because Amazon's handling all my inventory. I mean, I've got lots of toys here, and yeah, the inflatables are the easiest. I know my guys like just stab it with a knife and then throw it in a box. I'm like, nah. I can deflate them and fold them up, but the problem is when I spend a lot of time doing that, now I don't even want to inflate them because there's effort. It's not much effort though, but that's the reason I have a huge collection. I got like 3 tubs under the bed, 3 in the closet. So I'm debating on selling a few of these. I still like to. They still really good toys that I do like, but they are, as you quote, plastic toys. We make plastic fantastic. Wasn't that the quote of Puffy Paws? God, that guy's got to gotten old because it's been 5 years since I pretty last mangled with him. It was like 2018-19. It was like the last 2 years. So next year I'll probably be hitting some conventions in Florida. Probably won't be seeing people I know. Maybe, maybe not. Most of the people I grew up with, they've kind of turned down the convention market because they're on fixed income. So therefore, going to these conventions is now a fee more than an expense. So, but depending who I talk with, maybe something will happen. There's some younger people interested in me, but honestly, I'm not terribly interested in people below 35. The reason being is they're so jumpy, like a Hispanic Jack Russell Terrier, which is fine because I grew up in that, but I'm kind of settling down now. So taking it easy, cuddling with some squeakies and memories that I still have left of things that I can point to, that I don't have to dig up memories. And most of all, going through my digital media collection, which I got to be careful because things could get corrupted, deleted. So I'm really cautious now, just copying data. I've got plenty of hard drives floating around, so I just write the date on it when I last accessed it, and then copy the data over and store it through my live archive. This way, if that's hot backed up and everything ready to go, then the old stuff, if for some reason they go bad, like in storage, corrosion, fire, or whatever, I'm not totally in the woods, but at the same time, I'm also reorganizing the data in the newer technology where I can actually have hot backups so the system can track changes and things like that. So there is a benefit of moving forward, but there's also a benefit of holding on to the older gear. Eventually, if someone needs a hard drive or whatnot, I'll just hold it in stock and say, you know what, blow it all away. Everything's backed up already, and here you go. It's free. There's a $40 to $100 external drive that I paid for, you got for free. So make some people happy, but I began to learn when I was younger, I loved free stuff, but I also realized it comes with the responsibility of ownership. So when you buy something, you not only buy the product, you also buy the ownership, which is why there's a trade-off between ownership and rental. If I rented the cloud, then I don't have to deal with the hardware maintenance as much. Doesn't mean I don't want to. I love working with hardware and troubleshooting. That's why I almost do it next to nothing for people. But at the same time, there's only 24 hours in a day. And if I'm not making $200 a day, then I can't spend $400 a day. Or in the case of rental property today, what's $2,000? So if you were to took $2,000 and divvy it up, let's say $2,000 a month, and divvy that up to 31 days, that's about $65 a day you have to be making. So, and if you happen to make a couple of $200 days, you have the weekend off. But other than that, you know, that is, you can kind of figure this out. And when you break things down on time, you can now extrapolate it. You can break it down to the milliseconds, where someone could charge you $1,000 for the millisecond answer, also known as buying an iPhone 10, by the way. Or you can spend a lifetime like I did and learn so many programming languages and all this cool stuff I see for $50. Do I want to buy it? Yeah. Do I want it's sometimes there's a ball. I have some digital displays and clocks. I could just write a really quick script in about 20 minutes and now I've got a clock. And it looks cool because it's all naked, but that's just me. So I might consider doing some of those fun projects just because they're fun, but because I need an alarm clock for work, I might as well just invest in a $20, $30 clock. I prefer Wi-Fi enabled clocks. I never have to set it. But clocks like these, I mean, you get them at me. I might be able to just donate some of these and write them off, because if I donate it to Goodwill, maybe a lot of $20 items add up to $400 or $500 easily, and there you go. I get some benefits from that, and then I'm not worried that I took a total loss on a pile of trash. So that's why I'm kind of understanding that. Like fursuits and stuff, they do have value from the artistic point of view. By the end of the day, if you don't keep them clean and dry, they just got mold. Just like my shirts in my closet that I have a huge collection have this weird funky smell that developed in the last year or so. That's why now I've been running dehumidifiers, and then that creates another problem, a $700 electric bill with 10 kilowatts of solar on the roof. You tell me California does not like guys like us. So I want to be a collector. I don't have property, and people who do have property can't pay people like me for my worth. So we have this issue where California, you're not allowed to have the American dream. You can try, you can steal it, you can rob from other people, but I hate to say it, at the end of the day, there's going to be winners, and most of all, there's going to be losers. Game over.